It is season 2, and welcome back to season 2 of the Jonesin podcast. I am your host, Jones, and I know y'all like, where the hell is Nico? Y'all know Nico. He always goddamn late. But we bringing back a familiar face. E is back with the Jonesin family. Welcome back, E. What's good, my guy?
What's good? What's good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we season 2. We going in this season. Now we in basketball season. Football season is out of there. Had a great finish to the season. We didn't get to have a podcast about it, but some things transpired. But um, shout out to the Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl. Had a great time. Nico, whole time was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we in basketball season, so we're gonna get into that. But like I always say, make sure y'all subscribe, y'all hit that like button, and y'all comment as the show is going on, and enjoy. Most importantly, enjoy. So let's get right into it. E, we are halfway, way more than halfway through the season. We got a couple months left before the playoffs start, and I wanted to kick off season 2 right because my man showed up last night for the Lake Show. That man, Braun, single-handedly brought the Lakers back and won that game against the Clippers, a team that we definitely ain't trying to lose to. Who've been busting our ass as of late. Honestly, we being real about it. But Braun was tired of that shit, and he showed up. And I wanted to start the show off giving the respect. Everybody knows I'm a Brown fan, but I'm gonna keep showing him his love and the respect because what he's doing at this age in year 21, most minutes in NBA history, and then they
Already.
still dominating like this is just it's ridiculous. So I don't care what the haters say; they can say what they want. It don't matter. Um you can't not see what greatness is. Yeah, like I was going back and forth with somebody on my guy DJ Blackout on Instagram today. We was going back and forth about GOAT James. Because the thing is, whenever you talk about Bron, they gotta bring up MJ. Why? When y'all talk about MJ, we don't bring up Bron. We let it be. All right, cool. MJ was MJ. But let Bron be Bron. But every time someone brings up goddamn Bron, they got it. Oh, but MJ did. What MJ? Anybody see MJ out there? No. So just
Yeah.
appreciate greatness because when he's gone, we ain't never gonna see this shit again. So what is your thoughts as one as a Laker fan watching that game, and two just I don't you're not the biggest Bron fan, but you do show him respect. So what do you think about last night?
I I'll speak
Shout out
from
to
the Lake.
everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. To all of y'all, appreciate y'all pulling up.
I'll speak from the Lakers standpoint first. Like obviously, it's a much needed win. Being ninth in the playoff seeding isn't the best. With that team with LeBron, AD, you expect to be in the upper part of the Western Conference standings, but much needed win coming off. I think what 2 losses after the All Star break.
Yeah,
One to beat a team high up in the standings is always good, and to beat your rivals, like you said, especially ever since both teams have the star power they have, the Clippers have been, taking it more often than not. So, like,
yep.
that's key. And then from the LeBron standpoint, like you said, I could care less about the GOAT conversation when it comes to him and Jordan. You know who my guy is.
Shout out to my guy, the Back It Up, pause, Binge podcast. Shout out to you pulling up,
Almost had
my
a
guy.
Mason Cam moment. Anyway, you know who my guy is. My guy is Kobe, so I could care less about the whole Jordan LeBron debate. I don't care for it. But like you say, we gotta appreciate the greatness when we see it. Like, okay, me and you, we got to see maybe a little bit of MJ. We didn't get to see the full
Right.
prime MJ the way he is. So this is the closest thing we're seeing to a GOAT. Besides, like, I'm
Obviously,
always rep my
Kobe,
boy
of
because my
course.
boy don't get. I feel like my boy don't get the recognition he deserves most of the time.
Right.
But like yeah, just to appreciate greatness when we see it, whether it's Braun, Steph, and what he's doing,
Yep.
Jokic, how he's changed the way you see big men in general. Like you just got to like you said, most minutes in NBA history. 40 years old, like you usually see a lot of these guys who come straight from high school body break down, once they hit
Right.
those 30s and stuff. But that just goes to show you how much for all the money he puts in his body, like, making sure he can stay on the court and play all these minutes at that age. It just shows you how determined he is.
Dedicated. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just gotta appreciate it. People don't talk about it. I'm an 80s 90s fan. NBA. Wait, let me put it up there. I don't know what I'm doing. 80s 90s fan. NBA is so different now. The game is unwatchable to me. I understand where you're coming from as far as the game is different, but in what sport, in what genre of music hasn't it evolved to something? We don't say that about. I mean, yeah, some people do, but we're supposed to accept these changes because it's going to happen.
I mean,
So I understand. I understand where you're coming from. You're from the 80s and 90s era, but come on, man.
I
This
get, like,
this era of ball is great.
I mean, I would agree. Like, the athleticism now is outrageous. Like, don't get me wrong, I get, you
I
want to
get the
see
defensive part. Yeah.
the toughness of the game. But
Yep.
you could look at it in any other sport. Look at the NFL. It's not the same. You look
Exactly.
at the quarterback the wrong way, it's a flag. Like, you can't hit guys the way we're used to seeing a guy be fearful crossing the middle. So of course, but
Yep.
like you say, you just gotta update with the times. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. What he said. If Ewan played in this era, he would never make the Hall. No players in the paint. And that's a fact. I mean,
Absolutely.
and
A lot of
that's
those,
why.
yeah, a lot of those. That's the center position isn't really needed right now,
Yeah.
unless you're a 7 footer who can,
Do
handle the
both.
ball like Jokic, create
Hmm.
plays, or shoot.
Like
There
Embiid.
is no post
Exactly.
game really.
Right. Exactly. And if you, I mean, honestly, if I was a big, I would be more like a Joel Embiid who can he can use his size and
He
use the
has
post
skill
moves and
though.
stuff, but he'll rather go outside and do that stuff. But he has both. So I think that's what bigs should do. I think a lot of the bigs now are mainly post up, spot up shooters
Yeah,
and stuff like
that
that.
that
They
whole
need to
that
have a
whole
little bit more.
it's
They need to have a
basically
little bit
like
more now.
a pick and pop league. Big
Hmm.
sets the pick, comes off. If they rotate with the ball handle, you kick it out for the three.
Yep, that's a fact. But yeah, that would be different. But I mean, you could say that about a lot of eras. It's just
Of
different. Like
course.
the 60s and 70s would complain about the 80s and 90s because
Yeah, the
they would
guys who
say that
played with
was
no 3 point
complain.
line would be like, "Hey, we all our points were 2 points."
Come on. Like there's a lot that we can complain about. That's why I don't complain about the eras. I never when my arguments, I never complain about this era is softer or blah blah blah. I never get into that because there's nothing we can do about that. It is what it is. But what we
Exactly.
can say is what these guys did in their era is unbelievable and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just like to give credit when credit is due. I think too many people knock Braun for what he's doing that we have never been able to see before. And we never done that with any of our stars before. When they do something this historic and we shit on them. We don't do
Not
that
even
with our
that.
stars.
To accept the fact that he's in his 40s, 40 years old, and he's playing at the high level. We're used to seeing a guy hit those late 30s, early 40s, and slow down and be a shell of themselves and be journeymen. This guy's still a go-to player. Like, it's ridiculous.
I heard a stat. Braun has more points this year in his 21st season than all of the players combined that played 21 seasons had. Think about that. All
Exactly.
the players in the NBA history that played 21 seasons, there's not a lot of them, but there's a good amount of, I think over, I think it's like 12, 15. You add all of their points together, and Braun is like cleared it.
That's
Cleared it.
ridiculous.
So, and we want to shit on the guy for it, but I really don't understand it. And it's all goes back to Jordan. Like, all right, you think Jordan's the GOAT. Cool. Have that. Ain't nobody
I think
arguing.
a lot of it is just both fan bases are just like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying? Like
great.
both fan bases just won't like
Appreciate
let
you,
it.
boss. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave, my guy, if you haven't already. Um, but yeah, both fan bases getting at it, going at it, and it it is what it is. We'll probably never come to a actual one consensus. But that's all right. No one cares. Me personally, I have my beliefs. Everyone has their own beliefs, and that's cool with me. I don't really care. It's when they come at me with the dumb shit and try to. I ain't even gonna get into it anymore. We already spent 11 minutes on this shit. So shout out to Goat James. Keep fucking doing your thing. Actually, no, we're not done yet. Hold up, because they play tonight. Lakers, Wizards. Bron is 40 points away from 40 fucking thousand career points. Do you think he gets it tonight?
I think so. I think he's gonna go for it. You playing the Wizards, the worst team in the league.
Yep.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree. I think he's gonna go for it. And at first I was like, nah, because he usually doesn't play back to backs, but he probably looked at that schedule and said, oh wait, we got the Wizards?
yeah, exactly.
Hold up. Let me go for this. This is a layup line. Let's go. He gonna get there for it. I think he gonna get it. I think he gonna get it. And I'm definitely gonna stay up for it. Usually I go to bed early.
I
I haven't
might
been
have.
watching, but I'm gonna stay up. This
Are
is history.
is it in it's in LA?
It's in LA.
All right, I have enough
It's
time
in
to put
LA.
I have enough time to put that parlay
You feel me? Oh, true. Yeah, I gotta put that in before this shit ends
in.
and shit. Hell yeah, gotta get that in.
Yeah, let me get some
But
money off
yeah,
of
shout out
that.
to Bron. I'm gonna congratulate you early because I'm a speaking into existence. You're gonna get that 40,000. That's incredible. Um, but now let's get into the second um part of it. We're getting close to the end. We got our top one through what is it, five? Who's in the play in? 10 through what? Six?
No, I think it's 7
Seven through 10.
through
No,
10 or something like.
it's gotta be four, at least four teams. So
Yeah,
seven
7,
through
8, 9, 10.
seven, eight, nine, 10. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's go one through all right, fuck it. Let's go one through six. From the Western Conference and Eastern Conference. Who is your contenders and who are your pretenders? Do you think OKC and Thunder, let's start with them. OKC and Thunder are pretenders or contenders?
I think ultimately they'll be pretenders.
Both of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
you said OKC and who?
Uh, the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, I just think they, you know, having Shaw and Ant is good and all, but in the playoffs is something different,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when the role players have to step up. I
Oh
like
yeah.
OKC as a team in general,
Yep.
but like Minnesota, we all know Cat disappears.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think ultimately, I don't see them being able to compete with Denver or the
Yep.
Clippers. And if the Lakers could turn it, get the shit together, experience means a lot in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah. So I'm with you. With those teams, I'm with you. I think. Well, look, I'll put it this way: Timberwolves for damn sure. I think they're pretenders for sure. They got to prove it to me. Now
Exactly.
they've looked nice this season. Not gonna lie, but come
You know what they
playoffs, it's gonna
remind
be a
me of?
whole different game.
They remind me of that Utah Jazz team that was like what 1 or 2 seed a couple years ago.
Yeah,
And then it's like I just feel like once the playoffs come, it's not gonna
we see it every year.
exactly.
Memphis was number one a couple years ago. They got knocked out first or second round. I, it happens every year. There's always a team that just breaks out and has a amazing year, but they're always young and they never
Exactly.
get over the hump. And those vets always take them out first round. Like we see it all the time. So, the one thing I will say though, that Thunder, I like them. I like them. I think I'm with you. They're probably a pretender. They're probably closer to a pretender than they are a contender. But I'm leaning towards contender because I think that's
I
a team that they're young, but they've been around each other for a little while. They've got some years under their belt. They're not
I
vets,
can
but they've been around the league and they played with each other for a little while. So that's
I
why I
could
give them a little bit of an edge
I could see them winning a playoff series,
for sure.
but I just
Definitely.
don't see them making like a deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it'll be scary. Definitely because of the defensive side, and obviously the playoffs is about matchups. Playoffs is about matchup. They're going to take advantage of every matchup in the playoffs. Your weakest link is going to be exposed.
Yep.
So that's what the vets teams do, like the Lakers did last year. Got in the wild play in and got all the way to the goddamn conference finals. And even though they got swept, they were in every last one of those games. Every last one. They could have been in the finals last year and been the NBA champion. But that's a whole nother story. East, top two teams, Boston, Milwaukee. What do you think about those two teams? Contenders.
Boston's obviously a contender. Like
Mm-hmm.
they've been there before. They know what it takes. Milwaukee, I'm leaning a little towards contender, but I'm not fully there. I definitely could see pretender. I don't know,
Mm.
just something about that team doesn't really like they underperformed to me a bit this year.
Yeah,
Like
for
I only
sure.
reason why I won't say pretender outright is I won't count out Dame or Giannis. But the defense is shaky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you could look at them compared to Boston. Boston plays defense.
Yep.
Porzingis, I didn't think that was a good move in the beginning. You know, I didn't like
Mm.
them giving up Marcus Smart and stuff, but it works.
Right. Yeah.
And I think Jason Tatum took another step this year.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
like I
yeah.
said, with him being young, but he's been there. I think he's been to at least the Eastern Conference Finals every year almost.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Yeah.
You know, so I'll definitely hold Boston way over Milwaukee.
I'm with you. I think they're both contenders. But the Bucks are a shaky contender because
Yes.
of that defensive side. They don't play well on that defensive side. Dame hasn't he's has his moments, but he hasn't really looked like Dame that we're used to. Once he gets there, then I'll feel a little bit more confident in them. I really want to see the Bucks versus the Celtics in the conference finals. Like that's the matchup I want to see the most. Um, Boston, obviously, right now looking like the best team. But my thing with Boston is we've seen, yes, they've gotten to the finals before. They've gotten to Eastern Conference finals multiple times, but they've only gotten over the hump once. So it's like, is this going to be one of those times y'all get over the hump to get back to the finals, or y'all going to get back to the Eastern Conference finals and lose in seven again, or something like
Oh,
that?
and
Like
one more thing.
last year, y'all was supposed to be in the finals.
One more thing too before we, another reason why I don't really fully agree on Milwaukee. I'm one of those ones that doesn't believe in Doc Rivers.
Yep, definitely got to be pointed out. Definitely, we know his resume.
I don't.
Um,
Sorry, I know it's a big thing, but I'll damn near say I feel like he's an overrated coach.
yeah, I
He
think he's a
gets
good
way
coach. He's
too
just
much
not.
praise. He gets way too much praise for a guy who's only won one NBA title as a coach
Yep.
and has nothing. He has had nothing but stars on his team and hasn't even been able to get to the finals.
Yeah, and it hasn't gotten back. Right, like you say, hasn't gotten back there. Had stars and blue leads. You're
So
famous
I am a
for
bit
blowing leads.
on JJ Redick's side on that.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm not big on Doc Rivers as far. I used to think he was a great coach, but as we started, the years kept going on. He kept getting these new jobs, and nothing amounts to. He's gotten to the conference finals once since. I mean, what else can you say? Like the proof is in the pudding. You're not as great as we thought you were. You had three
Exactly.
Hall of Famers on that team when you won the that chip. So uh, I don't know. Definitely leaning Boston though, no doubt about it. Um, I like what what's it called is doing. My Knicks look great, but I'm not like the rest of Knick Nation. I'm not gonna be hyped, overhyped, and be like, "Oh, we're gonna do it this year." No, I'm not gonna do that. We look good. We got to get healthy. We got to get healthy because that's going to be a big thing. A lot of our guys haven't. We got made some moves, and a lot of those guys haven't played together. So I really want to see what that looks like with Randall back and everyone back,
That
and see
that's
what
a
that looks like.
key for me. I was just about to say I liked it. I like this Nick team, but
Yep.
I got to see them healthy first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually watching the game
Definitely.
right now.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it. I was like, you know what? They've
Yeah, they're
been
losing.
playing, of course. Just the Warriors, right?
Yeah, it's a 15-point lead.
God damn. Yeah, see, the injuries are hurting us right now. So, but hopefully, if we get healthy, a couple weeks before the playoffs, that way everyone gets back and can start playing
That's another thing.
during that
You
time
know,
would be
we
great.
just managed. You see how we just talked about Doc? Thibodeau's another one. I'm
Exactly.
not a
I'm not
fan.
big
I
on
am
Thibodeau
not a
either.
fan. I am not a fan of his rotations.
Nope, he's
He likes to play
horrible with
7
rotations.
guys. Like I don't.
Horrible
Yeah.
rotations.
I don't.
Horrible.
I'm not a big Thibodeau guy neither.
He doesn't play guys right. Like he sees Josh Hart have games like he did a couple days ago, and he always has,
I feel
but
like
he doesn't use him right.
he leans so much on the Villanova guys.
Yeah, he definitely does. And it's mainly obviously Brunson, which not going to put no shame on him because he's killing. He's holding us up right now. Um, but I would like to see a little bit more of a team oriented game. Like when everyone's healthy, I want to see team ball because we have enough ballers on that team. We got
Yeah.
enough ballers.
Hmm.
We got it. I don't know. I'm not saying we're Boston or the Milwaukee, but I think we can at least put ourselves in a position to at least go 7 in the second round to at least try to advance to Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe even make it. Who knows if
I can see
Milwaukee gets out
I can
knocked out
see
early? I could see it happen.
I can see the Knicks ceiling being at least the conference finals.
Yeah, for sure. That's I see that too. That would be the ceiling. If Milwaukee or Boston somehow gets knocked out early, I could see it happening for sure. Um, but I'm not going to be one of those guys that's, oh yeah, we doing it this year. You see us, Brunson. I'm not doing that. But definitely put some respect on Brunson's name. He definitely is balling out right now. And I'm gonna put some respect on Randall's name because he's a guy that I used to get on a whole bunch, but he's starting to finally get it. All right, this ain't my team anymore. This was my team, but it is not my team anymore. Jalen Brunson, it's his team. Let him do his thing, and I'll be his Robin, you know. And he's not playing stupid anymore, doing playing bully ball.
Yeah.
He's playing smart basketball now, and that's what I wanted to see because he's shown that he's good enough. He gets buckets, but he just does a lot of dumb shit and plays a lot of bully ball. And it's like this is not
A
the
lot
era for that. They're gonna That's an
of,
offensive foul, not a
takes a lot of
that's not a
stupid shots.
yeah. I can't stand that shit. But he's been playing better of late, so hopefully he can get back healthy and we can make a run in the playoffs. Um, so we spoke about those teams. Right now, who is your favorite to come out the West, and who is your favorite to come out the East?
My favorite to come out the West. I'm a realistic person. I'm not gonna say the Lakers. I like
Yeah.
as much as it is Denver.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
Denver. They just there's not
I
an answer
feel
for
it.
Jokic, and then
Yeah.
Jamal Murray.
Exactly.
Jamal Murray turns it on in the playoffs.
Yep.
You
He
know,
definitely does.
so I like Denver. The East, as of now, Boston's been probably the best team in
Yeah.
the league. Like
Yeah. No doubt. For sure.
and like I said, I'm not as a Laker fan. I can't stand the Celtics, but I am a Tatum fan. So
Right.
I wouldn't, I love to see. I wouldn't mind a Tatum MVP.
Yeah. For
But
some reason, he
yeah,
hasn't been in a lot of that discussion. I don't understand why.
yeah, he definitely deserves this year.
No doubt about it.
I like Denver
Um,
and Boston.
Denver and Boston. I like that. That's what we should have saw last year. But Boston let Miami get through somehow. But whatever.
Got to give Miami
Uh,
credit. They know how to turn it on playoff
for
time.
sure. For sure. Um, East Boston. Well, my preseason was the Bucks, but right now it's Boston. But I hope the Bucks make me right and they make it. Um, in the West, I want to say the Nuggets, but I really want to say the Nuggets. Like really, really badly want to say the Nuggets. But what I'm about to say hurts me to say. But I think the Clippers are gonna go to the NBA Finals finally. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling. Even though we got their ass last night. Shout out to the Lakers for getting their ass last night. But the Clippers have been doing exactly what I didn't want them to do, which was start clicking. All all of those guys start clicking, and they clicking. Now, it, we know what they look like in the playoffs. It's if they,
You know what I'm gonna say, right?
let's see if they're gonna make it.
You know what I'm gonna
Kawhi
say,
and
right?
PG might not even be healthy,
That's
but
one thing. I got two things on that. You
if
took.
they
You already said
healthy, I
one.
got them.
You said one.
Okay.
There's always a if because especially Kawhi and PG. But there's another one that we're forgetting. James Harden in the playoffs
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
different and not in a
Yeah.
good way.
Yeah. That's true. Can't forget that. His resume speaks for itself.
And
He
they
might freeze
did
up
like
because he got those other guys there. Like, oh shit, I, I don't. Should I
he
pass it to
had
them?
that in Philly with Embiid, and that's another guy who disappears playoff time. So
Yep.
we'll see
Ooh.
because there
What?
is a
What?
duo. There is a duo in the West that I'm not another duo I'm not a big fan of. If them boys get hot in the playoffs, KD and Book,
I was just gonna ask you. What are you
KD
thinking
and
about the
Book,
Suns?
you know they're starting to turn it on. You know, but that's another team. You never know. Booker in the playoffs is shaky. He's on and off. KD is KD. You can never.
Yep.
And we got to see what Bradley Beal can do.
If he can get on the court.
That's another thing. I'm telling you, a lot of with these big things outside of Denver and Boston and Milwaukee, the big thing with them is if they're healthy.
Exactly. How? Hey, that's the thing. A lot of people
Shit,
forget
even
about that.
as a Laker fan, we got the biggest if in the NBA, AD.
hmm Shout out to AD. He's been doing his thing this year, though,
Yes,
staying on the
he
court.
deserves some
So
defensive
keep it
player of the
going.
year recognition.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Been doing this thing on defense as he does every year. Shout out to ADs. Keep knocking on wood for you, brother. Keep doing your fucking thing out there. Um, did I have another question? You got any questions or any topics that you want to bring up?
I do actually.
Go ahead.
We'll stick to this. Since we haven't talked about the All-Star game, I'll get to that after.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
is it me or anything Dame speaks about when it comes to Milwaukee? It seems like he's terribly miserable there.
Oh yeah.
Almost as if he's
Oh
trying to
yeah.
say, "I didn't want to be traded here." I would have preferred to go to Miami, but
Hmm.
I'm stuck here in Milwaukee.
He
Like you
sure
read
is.
did you read that all he does is go home, watch boxing videos, like
Yep.
he doesn't have I mean
He's lonely as hell.
I mean
He's
I get it. You
lonely as
left
hell.
Portland, which isn't the best. You're the man of the city there, and Milwaukee's not like I
Right.
guess maybe I'm just throwing that out there.
I think. Excuse me. I think it's more. I mean, it's that too, like the lifestyle, but I think it's also because he got his like he's used to going home to his family, and now his family's in Portland still. They're still not. They're not out in Milwaukee. So, um, I don't. One, I don't know really why that is. Maybe they didn't want to come over, or they whatever. They That's just how they decided to do that. But maybe if he went to Miami, they would have moved it with his ass. But they was like, Milwaukee, you can take that trip by yourself. Um, but that's the sacrifice you got to make when you're trying to be great. You know, Kobe didn't go out and do all that cool, fun shit. Like you trying to get a ring.
We know we
You
know those
trying to get a ring. Exactly. Like, hey, we know you ain't happy right now, but put your head down and try to go get this ring, and then I'll bet you'll
there's no
feel a
better cure.
whole lot better.
There's no better cure than that than winning.
Ain't no better cure. I bet you that city will look way better after that goddamn ring. And I know it should be still lit after the last one, because shit, they was waiting on that one forever. So I think Dame, just put your head down. Don't worry about the fun life and all that. I understand it as far as your family not being there. Totally understand that you used to being home, going through a divorce now. Um,
Yeah, that can
I
have a
get
lot
it.
to do with it.
Absolutely, I have a lot on your mental, but go find out what Milwaukee's about. I'm sure there's something going on in Milwaukee. Go hang out with the boys over there. Something. Pat Bev is in Milwaukee now. Go chill with his crazy ass. Like, figure y'all. I know y'all hate each other. Or y'all used to hate each other. Now y'all got to make it work. But come on, you got to figure it out, because at the end of the day, that's what the cost of being great. And trying to chase something that everyone said you couldn't get because you was gonna stay in Portland. Now you're not in Portland. Now you in a position where you have a two-time MVP and an MVP, a Finals MVP. Hey, and he wants you, and he calling it your team. We know it's not your team. You know it's not your team. I don't know why Giannis is even saying shit like that, but
It's the same thing when LeBron said the Lakers were AD's team. You're just
yeah,
trying to make
like
the other star feel like, oh, I mean something. Yeah. Anyway,
right. So
all right.
just get it done, Dame. Just get it done. Take
Can,
Boston out and go win a chip.
can we talk about how bad the All Star game has gotten? It's giving me Pro Bowl vibes.
Yo, oh,
The whole, and I don't even mean just the game, the whole
right. It's the
weekend
whole
in
weekend.
general. The fact that the 3-point shootout is the spotlight of it, and I get it, the league is all about shooting now, but the best thing that happened was a 3-point shootout, and then Steph versus Sabrina.
Exactly.
The game
My
is
boy
terrible.
Los is in the building. What up, Los?
The,
Los, what's going on, my guy?
the game is terrible. I am. I heard this. I don't know where I heard it from. I don't want to see Jokic and Luka in All Star games. I get it. They don't
Exactly.
take it serious. It's like it is what it is. Let's just let like the young athletic guys who just want to dunk go. To see 200 points put up, I get it, but like it's just so whack. I understand they're
Super.
not playing for nothing and stuff like that. Give them an incentive to play for something. The dunk contest is absolutely horrible.
Yep.
We're supposed to be hyped over Jalen Brown dunking over somebody who's just over 5 feet sitting down. Like, it's terrible. It was a terrible weekend.
It really was. Outside of the um Stephen Sabrina, like that was the highlight of the freaking thing.
Exactly.
Obviously the 3 point, but it makes no sense to me why this weekend. First of all, you have a whole fucking weekend.
You
A whole
start
weekend to
Friday
yourself.
night. Honestly, as somebody who works all week, why do I want to come? What's making me say, nah, I don't want to go out on a Friday night. I'm gonna watch the NBA All Star Weekend. For what? For what?
Exactly.
For the
It makes no
celebrity game?
sense.
I don't want to. I don't care about a celebrity game.
Exactly. Like I don't understand why these players don't take the weekend seriously.
Michael Parsons
Because
played harder in a celebrity game than the actual All Stars played.
that is a fact. It makes no sense. This is their Super Bowl weekend. This is their Super Bowl. This is where you're getting all of the attention and nobody cares. That makes no fucking sense. That's not good for the league at all. Like we're 2 weeks removed from it and we're still talking about how bad it is. Usually we used to be talking about how damn, yo, you remember that dunk
Like
contest 3 point? We used to
I
love
feel like
looking
when
forward
it
to this
there
shit.
when it was such a good All Star weekend, it like made you so much more interested in the second half of the season. Now it just
Exactly.
feels dull. Like, okay, the season's at the point where playoffs and stuff matters now. Like, right now we should be talking like, oh, it's getting crazy now. No, we're just like, okay, yeah, basketball's back on.
Exactly. It makes no sense. The NBA needs to do something about it. More incentive. I don't know what they're getting paid. I think it's a couple 100,000 for the winner and a couple 100,000 for the loser. The fuck is a couple 100,000 to these fucking millionaires?
You seen what
What the
LeBron did?
hell is that?
You see what
That's
LeBron
probably
did
why.
for the play in? Like, yeah, give it to the rookies.
Like, come on,
Let's make
just
it mean
stop it.
something though. Can we do like
Make it put
whatever
up a couple
conference
million.
wins is for the home court advantage in the finals?
Something. You gotta put some kind of incentive that makes them want to get up and do play fucking basketball. The other thing is some of these teams, some of these players, y'all teams don't get played a lot on TV because y'all motherfucking small markets. So there's another reason for y'all to go shine, and y'all still don't. Like
Yeah.
I don't, it makes no fucking sense to me. 3 point contest. It's a great event, and then obviously that's what it's the highlight event because that's where the game is. But even that is like, okay, Steph is in it, he's probably gonna
What
win, or
but
Dame is in it, he's probably
like
gonna
yeah,
win.
what's
They need to
exciting
add like a
about
4 point thing, contest or some
yeah,
shit.
what
Like I
what's
don't know.
what's
Half
exciting
court.
what's exciting about somebody taking a ball off the rack and shooting it?
Like we know this is what he does. Like Dame and Steph are the two best shooters in the game. Like we know this. We've
Yeah.
seen
I can
Dame
honestly
just pull up
say
like
it
it's nothing.
I can honestly say this is how bad it is. I think this year I watched more of the Pro Bowl game than I did the All Star game.
I didn't even watch. I watched the first half of this one of the All Star game. I didn't even watch the Pro Bowl game. I didn't even watch
That's how
that
bad
shit.
it is. And I don't and the Pro Bowl game wasn't even good neither.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I, see, the thing is for me is it's so disrespectful, not only to the league, not only to the fans, but to Kobe. The fucking trophy is named after him.
Yeah.
He loved this event. And you all so-called big Kobe fans, so do it for fucking Kobe. Y'all did it a couple years ago in the bubble. Oh no, not the bubble, but y'all did it a couple years ago, and it was actually competitive for a little bit. When they gave it a benchmark or whatever the hell it was, they
Yes.
actually played up pretty good in the fourth quarter at least. Like that was fun. They need to do something like that. Before give them all Kobe jerseys or something, the Mamba jerseys for the fucking All Star game or some shit. Maybe that'll quick them up because it's ridiculous. You seeing the starters don't even play the second half. When the fuck do we see shit like that?
Like
We seen them all throughout the game.
As a Laker fan, I don't want AD or LeBron playing.
Yeah, now it's like, all right, well, fuck it. Why you're not even doing anything out there? Why risk getting injured on some dumb shit? If you're not playing hard, if you get injured playing hard, then I can respect it. You get injured fucking around. I can't fuck with that.
Exactly.
I can't fuck with that. So they need to do something. They need to do something. One thing they definitely uh need to do, I think we talked about this on another podcast I was on. They need to continue this Stefan and Sabrina contest. Just bring in some other women and bring in other men shooters, or, or how about you add the women to the 3-point contest?
I mean, that's the
Why
closest
not?
thing they can do. Yeah.
These women can fucking shoot. That's mainly what they do. They shoot more than they dribble. You feel me? So if you want to get this thing interesting, at least bring in more eyes. You're gonna bring in the female aspect of it if you start getting more of these people, because
And I
that
feel like that
that
helps.
brought the ratings up a lot.
That helps. Also, that helps the WNBA get some exposure.
Absolutely. And then now the WNBA and the NBA are closer, and these relationships build and get stronger. Like I'm sitting on my fucking couch in the Bronx and I'm thinking of this shit. Adam Silver, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that
Come
was
on.
bad.
Like the NFL was smart. A lot of people hated it. They hated that Taylor Swift was at all these games and at the Super Bowl, but the NFL fucking loved it
Of
because
course.
they knew that was bringing in way
That shit
more
led
eyes.
to us having the
Way more eyes.
watch Super Bowl ever.
Huh?
It ended up being the most watched Super Bowl ever. Like, you don't think
Exactly.
she played a role in that?
Exactly. Like, come on. You got to think about the business side of it as well. So, something definitely need to be done about this All-Star game. It is disgusting. Last question before we get out of here, and we're gonna get back to the Lakers. How do you see this season ending? First, two questions. What do the Lakers need to do, in your opinion, to fix their problems? And two, how do you see the season ending for the Lakers?
All right. How do I see it? What do they need to do? One, you got to get some key factors back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Vanderbilt. He just got
Yep.
Cam Reddish back yesterday, and a lot of it has to do with the Ham. Like, he needs to. He's another one. Rotations are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You leave guys like Torian Princeton when he's not shooting the ball well. I understand he plays good defense, but if he's not shooting, why is he out there in key moments of the game? D'Lo, if D'Lo can get back to that little streak he had right before the
Oh
All Star
yeah.
break, is key. Rui, if Rui can get
Huge.
hot, key.
Yep.
Austin Reeves, we need him to get. He's been really inconsistent this season.
Yep.
We can't put it all on the back of LeBron, like you said, who's 40. Father Time is undefeated.
Yep.
You
And
never know
always
when
will be.
he can just shut down and be like, I can't beat him.
Yep.
AD, we know he's one of the biggest risk at all in the league. He can get hurt stepping onto the court.
Yep.
If they get healthy, I can see them making somewhat of a similar run in the playoffs like last year,
Okay.
just because you can't deny LeBron James.
Yep.
Do I see them winning it? Absolutely not. Because I'm not gonna lie. Every time I look at the schedule, like, oh, they play today. Oh, it's against Denver. It's probably a loss.
Yep.
Like,
Same feeling.
Phoenix gives you a worry. I'm like, oh, they could still beat Phoenix. Denver to me is just like, that's gonna be tough.
Yep. I'm with you. That shit is. I'm with you. And then second question, where do you see y'all finishing?
I see them finishing maybe. I'm trying to be real about it. I'm not trying to just let my fandom speak.
Right.
I'll say second round of the playoffs.
Okay. I like that.
With I won't say they don't have a chance. Anything could happen if you get hot at the right time.
Oh yeah.
If they start firing, all together, they could make a run, but I'll say at least second round of the playoffs.
I like that. I like that. For me, what they need, I agree with you as far as what they need to do as far as the team to get better. Um, Guys just need to be more consistent. They have flashes, but they're not staying consistent. This league is about consistency, especially when it comes to going into the playoffs.
And
You got to be consistent.
I feel like a lot of that too is coaching.
Yeah, for sure.
Darvin Ham gets out coached a lot.
A lot. He's not
He
that
doesn't
great of a
stick to
coach.
like my thing is, especially come playoff time, you got to find the rotations that work. Look at the
And
year in the
stick with
bubble.
them.
Look at the year in the bubble when they won the championship.
Hmm.
One series, Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee were key against Denver and helping against Jokic.
Yep,
And then in the finals, they weren't played at all against Miami. You
exactly,
got to know when it's like to play who, and you know what I'm saying. This
exactly.
guy's not getting it done for me. I can't put him in. He does that a lot with D'Lo.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying? Who's another guy who disappears come playoff time? We know what D'Lo does in the playoffs. And then
exactly.
you depend too much on, outside of the two top guys, Austin Reeves, who, yeah, he can create a shot here and there, but he's not really that go-to scoring option you need.
No, no, he's not a go-to guy at all. He's just a guy that can get you bucket when you need it, but he's got to be consistent. I think that's really their problem, coaching and consistency.
And consistency is
Um, you need it. Without it, you're not going to be able to keep up with these guys. Um, as far as where I see them going, in the playoffs, I agree. Second round, but I could see them doing what they did last year and getting to the conference finals again because they are a veteran team. They could get over those. There's a lot of young guys at the top. OKC Thunder, um, Nuggets, not the Nuggets. Who's fourth? I don't know who else is.
Clippers,
Um, Clippers,
Suns.
Suns. So you got some teams, some bet teams, but those teams outside of the Nuggets don't really scare me. Like
Nah,
even the Suns, the Lakers have beaten the Suns almost every. Well, no, the last two they beat us the last two games. I'll give them that. They gave, but before that we cooked them the first two times we
yeah,
played them. So, um, yeah, I give them a good shot of potentially getting to the conference finals. Winning it, that especially if it's the Nuggets, I don't see that happening. Right? That's just tough. That's just tough. But yeah, I give them a shot when you got Bron, you got AD, but those guys are gonna have to step up. That's the only way. Those guys are gonna have to be consistent. Other than that, that's just what it is. Anything else you want to speak on?
nah. I think we covered most of it.
We covered most of it. Yes, sir. Hey, Nico was a no-show today. It happens every once in a while. Y'all know this. But we'll get him on here next time. Don't worry about it. We'll drag him if we got to. But
Yeah,
make sure y'all hit that subscribe, that like, y'all comment, and I hope y'all enjoyed the show. It's your boy E. I'm your host. Uh, Forgot my goddamn name, Jones.
it comes
And
with
this is
old
the
age.
it comes with I'm getting old. My birthday just passed. His birthday just passed. We getting old. I'm high. Don't worry about it. All right. It's all good. All right. It's your boy Jones, E, the Jones and Podcast. Peace.